say stuff like that, bro? Can I say that like that, bro? Presenting. I like this. All right, hopefully I can do what I want to do in this. If not, it is what it is. Yeah, we're actually in the same fantasy league. We're in one of the same fantasy leagues, so. You guys, welcome back.
Yeah, actually won, though.
Yeah, whatever, okay. Guys, welcome back to Shit, Gigs, and Topics. Ooh, you can only see Hit Gigs and Topics. I guess that's cool.
Hit Gigs and Topics.
Hit Gigs and Topics. I don't know what to do. We're just too big, and I don't know if I should put us in the top corners. Do you think I should put us in the top corners, Brian?
I mean, there is a third square showing up that's just nothing.
Well, that's the chat feed.
Oh, okay.
So I can move it 'cause it's transparent, and then we can be in the corners maybe?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay. Bear with us, guys, as Richard does some editing work.
Yes.
Let's see.
High school. Yeah. 14.
Nice, okay.
Yeah. What about you?
13.
13? Okay.
I was the only one out there with the EBT part,
I feel you.
I'm jealous. Look. Boom, now you see Shit, Gigs, and Topics all the way.
It hasn't adjusted yet, but I assume it's pretty good.
Guys, if you're joining us now, don't forget we're live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube.
We live.
I'm going to turn me this way a little bit. I feel like you see them anyways. It is what it is, guys. You just see the whole backdrop of everything that you just didn't want to see at first, but now you see it today. It is what it is. Thank you guys for joining us. B-Weeks, hit that intro button. This is the right one.
You are crazy.
You guys, welcome back to another week of Shit, Gigs, and Topics. We've been testing out different things. I've been testing out different things of what I could bring to make this a great fantasy football live stream. I don't know. I just starting with different ideas, and we're here today with B-Weeks, and if you guys can see Mr.
He's not in yet.
Oh, crap. That awkward
We do have
moment.
a special guest today.
We do have special guests. The mind of Macias.
What's up, everyone? How's it going?
Don't yell too loud, okay?
You got it.
There's an echo. Well, I don't know. Someone will call us out if we have an echo. I'm sure of it.
Oh, yeah.
Is it bad?
It's not great.
All right, guys.
Did I react like Shannon Sharp the other day? Did you guys catch that? Were you wigged out? God damn it. I can only imagine just having like a team of producers. You got to make sure all the sound is on point, the look,
yeah.
the visual, all that.
That's why you pay people to do it.
Yeah.
And then I stress about it, doing it myself.
Yeah. I love that.
It is what it is. Well, I'll tell you what. I stressed about it a little bit this week, and we came up with a little bit of a fun presentation for you guys. Let's start off first. Walking in to week 1, we're going to talk about scores.
Little PowerPoint for you.
We're going to talk about top 10 fantasy players. We're going to talk about the waiver wire pickups and injuries. We're obviously going to talk about week 2 matchups. And last but not least, Brian versus me. Brian versus me has been... We'll get to that later. What I really want to do is I want to take some time on these week 1 scores. Guys, first game.
Crazy game.
Ended with a toe. It could have ended with a toe tapping touchdown. Toe tapping touchdown.
Yes.
why was there no toe tap and touchdown in there?
Because the Chiefs were playing and the refs are hired by the Chiefs.
That's bull.
I mean, it was
booty.
clearly out of bounds, but that game was, honestly, in my opinion, pretty gross for all the illegal formation calls in the first half of the game.
That first drive.
Yeah, especially the first drive was just abysmal. It's like, what are you guys doing? And then with that quote-unquote illegal hit on Patty Mahomes when he was out of bounds, even though they like barely tapped him. I don't know.
That's okay. You can do that. You can do that.
I don't want to blame the refs for everything, but that game specifically was pretty disgusting. And refs get better for that.
Was utterly surprised and sad at that entirety of how everything played out. It could have been better. It could have been worse. And as we see the Chiefs get another victory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
We'll see what happens. I think a lot of adjustments need to be made. They both look like they had some hard times in that football game. Refs did look a little dummy. I think the Friday night game was even wilder.
Yeah, that field was really bad. Everyone was slipping.
I do feel kind of bad, but I mean I don't. That's not. I mean, you know what you kind of walk into. You know what you need to gear up for. If you're gonna be there and you're gonna walk on that field and you're gonna know, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to slip and slide, and you just got to dig in right and be careful and don't bitch and complain that much.
Yeah, I just feel like they weren't that ready to be on a real grass field, because I don't think there's any stadiums in America that have grass fields. It's all this stupid turf now. And it was a soccer pitch, and I heard it rained like a day or two before.
Yeah, like 2 days before.
Yeah.
So like recent moisture and all that. So
Yep.
all that,
100%. So, yeah, it was definitely slick. I saw them changing their cleats and all the stubs and everything on the whole game. It's crazy.
You guys mind if we just... Okay, so going back to the Chiefs game real quick, though.
Yeah.
When I was watching it, honestly, I was getting frustrated because I was thinking in my head... So I'm a 49ers fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking in my head, like, damn it, why do all roads lead to this same team, though? Like, it was just so frustrating to think that, like, they really took over the NFL as far as, like, the new Patriots, right? Like, no one is excited to ever see them on the schedule.
Gross enough, huh?
No one is excited. It's just, it's gross, bro. Like, it gets so frustrating. Like, your team could do everything right, and you have so many obstacles to get through when you're going against them and stuff. But, no,
I
for
agree.
sure. Yeah, no, that second Friday's game was pretty tight, though. I do like the fact that it's getting to be, like, more of a global game. So, like, expecting games more out of the country is going to be really, like, sick. Maybe next time not wet and not soccer.
Yeah.
You know?
They also need to do the travel and hotel plan better. Because I heard...
Did you see any reports on that or anything?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's confirmed. Like, obviously, I just read a few things here and there on ESPN and Reddit. But the Eagles were the home team.
Okay.
And they had a hotel that was, I believe, 5 to 10 minutes from the stadium. And since the Packers were the away team, they had a hotel 2 hours away from the stadium.
That doesn't seem right, because I feel
How
like they're
is
both
that
home and
fair?
away, though. Yeah, because you're still going to have, like, grogginess, I guess, from getting off the bus. Like, give them the same circumstances if it's cross a country or whatever, it's out of the country, give them the same playing field, you know?
And even being in, like, Sao Paulo, like, I don't believe this because it seems kind of, like, over the top, but I heard both teams had, like, an armed militia guarding them at their hotels. But, I mean, I wouldn't put it past Brazil because you never know.
Well, they got I don't think they're considered cartels out there. What is it called? Favelas or like the
It's something like that.
Same kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Essentially. So I'm sure there was probably they said they were getting a lot of threats and a lot of warnings, knowing like they're high profile players, celebrities nonetheless, wealthy individuals. So it's like, that seems like an easy lick if I could get a few of them together, you know?
That's scary.
Fish in a barrel type stuff, you know? So that's,
Man.
I mean, yeah, that would worry me about going, I mean, in Europe, soccer's got to be globally the most popular sport. How do they travel? What do they do? Because you don't really hear about a lot of soccer players that get into a lot of run-ins and stuff like that. Then again, maybe they're considered like more untouchable because they represent the country.
I would say that.
So
for sure.
cartels, like local people and stuff like that, they're more like, hey, man, these are our guys. But for an American player to go over there, it's different. It's like, these guys aren't our guys. So, like,
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
he's not untouchable. So,
Yeah.
that's funny. Sunday was action-packed, though. You know,
dangerous.
Sunday was a lot of games.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys have any players go off yourselves? Are we at that point yet? Are we gonna still go like break down game by game? What should we do?
I mean,
Let's throw game by
I had
game.
Saquon. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that's annoying.
What was he? 3 tuds and 3 tuds.
Yeah, he got me like 34 points.
Oh, sick.
Highest scoring guy of the week.
What out of all the
Gross.
players?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Okay.
number one.
Gross. I just feel so bad for me not
Baker.
having him. Oh.
Baker's fire.
Baker went off too. I'm sorry, I excluded Baker from top 10 because well, you'll see.
How dare you?
I mean, yeah, we get it. I mean, he's there. But I just wanted some other namers in there. They did a good job, and I just wanted to recognize them. Anywho, Steelers Falcons. If you're a Steelers fan, are you happy? Are you not?
Your offense looks utter garbage, but your defense carries you. That's the Steelers. That's who they have been the last 6 years. That's who they will continue to be. Mike Tomlin's a great defensive coach. They do not have a single decent top 25 weapon offensively on that entire team. And I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Harsh words.
That's just how it is.
Well, I mean, it does fit that narrative too, though. And honestly, if you think before Big Ben got there, that's what they were known for anyways, was just run first, a little play action over the head, and just really big on the defensive linemen, and they were more sized up. So I think they're still adjusting to the NFL's transition to that pass kind of league. So if you're late to the party, bro, you get no party favors, you know? So.
100%.
Not to mention the injuries.
Yeah, that too. And I think their offensive line is shit, so.
That's why
You can't have TJ, in the defense. And how many times are you going to run into a game this year where you're keeping a team to just straight field goals or under 10 or whatever? Or
Not
you could win
often.
off just scoring off field goals, So
not often.
Only when you're playing the Falcons, baby. And even then, it's still
Or
kind
the
of
Jets.
really surprised. Well, that's not fair.
I mean,
we'll
you
get
all
to that.
had
I didn't
five
think
field
they'd look
goals.
that bad, though, but yeah.
Your offense needs a lot of work. That's all I'm saying.
It's okay.
But we'll get
I
to
know.
it.
We will. Trust me. We'll have time. Speaking of offenses, juggernaut battle, it seemed like Cardinals-Bills.
Man, I honestly thought the Cardinals were going to pull off the impossible.
I was
But
hoping.
Josh Allen said, not today, not today.
What's wild is that dude just like, he's like, let me put the game on my back. You don't need to, bro. You don't have to, but he put it on his back. He put it on his back. He ran 2 in, and on top of that, just throwing all the way and running down the field like a madman. How long is he going to be able to do that?
I mean,
Not going to be able to do
it
that.
seems like he's always fighting some little injury, but he is always a damn good quarterback until he has I'd say one game a year. He's like, damn, I'm going to throw 4 picks this game. I'm going to fumble twice and then just get blown out. And then the next game, he's back to his old self.
That inconsistency's always been tied to his name, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Around the
That
league
is
or whatever.
wild, yeah.
I think that's why he's not that feared as many other players, because it's like, okay, if I had to go and bet on this, I'd be willing to bet myself against him or whatever. So that's just kind of how it goes. And, reputation's everything in the NFL, too.
It's hard. You got to look at the matchup, though, too, walking into it. Just can't bet against anyone. And even the Cardinals didn't really have a good past couple of years, but then walking in that game with 28 points and even getting, what they did and how they did it, I was like...
Yeah, just look who's on that team, though, man. Like,
Harrison Marvin Jr. was only targeted, I think 3 times.
Yeah,
I know
2 or
that
3
they
times.
kept playing that replay of him being wide open in the end zone, too, towards the end. So that's nuts.
yeah, I mean, Kyler Murray, when he's healthy, he's a good quarterback. He likes running around, but I don't know if he's that guy.
Do you think there's a theory for him because of him not performing so well the last few years and this new hot shot receiver coming in that maybe let's not give so much light to him in some kind of selfish way? That might be a really bad, theory. But if he's playing for a contract or he's playing just to be able to keep his place, I mean, you would think he would want to utilize that wide out. But I don't think he wants that much praise going to him. And then they're like, okay, it's easier for us to ship this guy out and give him a decent QB back there, if that makes sense. I don't know what's his contract looking like. I don't know what.
I'm not off the top of my
Too
head.
sure,
I don't
yeah,
know,
yeah.
but I want to say
thought
he's at
Kyler
least
got
2 more
paid
years.
already.
2 more
though.
years? Yeah, I was going to say he did get paid, but I wonder how much is left on that and if any other teams would be willing to take that on if they want to move on after this year or whatever. Because I'm sure this is a prove it kind of year for him.
Yeah.
Regardless of that contract. There's a couple players.
Yeah, I believe with
then again, Daniel Jones just got a fat contract.
Oh man,
and
hey, hold
he
on, we're
is
almost there. In the next
booty
setup, we
cheeks.
could talk about Daniel Jones.
I
Let's move to the Titans. I actually was surprised at this game because I had a conversation with a friend that's a Titans fan. John, shouts out to you. He's watching the debate. You should be here
Sucks.
today. So this guy was all like, "Man, we're gonna win this game. Like the Titans are gonna be good." In the beginning, I was fairly surprised, and then not. Bears defense wasn't holding up. Will Levis was kind of going out there and doing some stuff, and I was like, okay. But as most people know, you can only fake it so long, and they took advantage when that man could not do anything correct, and he's still learning, and I just interesting to see what the Titans are going to have to be up against. I mean, come on, the Bears, though, their defense ran that entire game after almost giving it up.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that look like as far as, Bears walking into the following week? What does that even look like? Titans, or, having that almost momentum shift after half, and then Bears just take over.
Will Levis is a bag of milk, and it's hilarious because I know so many Colts fans that were pissed when we got Richardson. They're like, why didn't we get Levis? Why didn't we get Levis? That is why. He's not good. He's not athletic. He has a decent arm, but he just doesn't have that QB IQ at the moment. I'm not saying he can't get there. He's young, but I don't know, man.
Decision making is just really poor.
Yeah.
And I think that's got to be because I mean, when you compare his decision making to, like, let's just say Brock, right, like last pick of the draft, like he tries to make the best play with the least amount of risk. It seems like so. Will Levis,
I feel that they were talking about some of the positionings, like why Levis even threw that ball when he was going to the ground. Like, hey, like what on McAfee, they were talking about it. Why they even thought
What
that
could
was
go
a
through
good
your
idea.
mind,
Yeah, like just take the sack, like go down, like you just threw that ball up for no reason, and then someone's just gonna be like, huh. Pick.
I've seen Jimmy G do that a couple times too, and like, what do we always say? It's like, dude, you do not know what to do with that ball. But Jimmy G's done that a couple times, honestly. where
Jimmy
he's
G
trying
is
to
great
not
at
take the
sucking.
I mean, the whole idea, I'm sure, is like not trying to take the sack.
Yeah.
You're thinking, okay, you're gonna go -8 yards right now, and it's gonna be 3rd and 14. Or you try to just at least give your wide receiver a chance, but he gave
it's a pick.
the CB he gave the corner the best chance of getting that ball. So that was destined to happen right there. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like some of these plays that we'll run and talk about, be like, man, what a stupid play. You could have like Mahomes or Lamar or Burrow do that same play, and it's like you're thinking it's a dumb play, but then it gets completed, and now this guy's God or whatever. He's like, look at what he does with the football. Like, it's like, yeah, but there's also really good quarterbacks that make really dumb decisions that end up just they work for them, but
They just get lucky.
yeah,
That 50-50 prayer ball.
yeah.
We actually have 2 comments right
I was gonna
now.
say, I was like, hey, we will get to that, but B-Weeks, if you want to throw in some information on those comments about Kamara being a lock-in for all season.
Yeah, I don't know about all season because we discussed it last week. The Saints have by far the worst O-line in the entire NFL this year. They're ranked 32nd out of 32 teams. So, I don't know, man. But given that, you're going to check down almost every time because you can be bum rushed by all these guys. So, he might have like 12 receptions every week. So, it's really going to be a matchup week to week with Kamara. You want to look at the pass rush for that team they're playing.
100%.
Yeah, it's going to be a toss-up. And then, was it waiver 1?
What was that Christmas, though, where Kamara went off for
dude,
like
6 touchdowns.
six
Yeah.
touchdowns? So
I remember that.
game, it was like, I think he had like not that many rushing yards.
Oh, not
so,
at all.
So if what they did to North Carolina was like, okay, let's just throw some deep balls, we'll get some checkdowns, and then when we get down there, we'll let him run it in.
Yeah.
I could see points accumulating like that. And then
100%.
with Derek Carr, like, he doesn't really throw it that deep that often like that, so it's not predicated on that. So maybe he's thinking like, yo, it's a matchup where like he's just gonna get points based off the usage at the end, towards the end zone or whatever. Which, that would be smart right there. But again, it depends game to game because the game plan on the other team might not be like that, you know. So they might want to push from the outside and keep everything on the inside. And if that line for the Saints is shit, then you're just getting there's no points. You're not getting any points.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
Well, I would suggest Kamara being a lock for a while. when we look at other flexes, what kind of depending, that guy's gonna get a lot of eating. I feel as though I fucked up with mine.
What did he score this week?
I was like around 20-ish.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Kamara was. Yeah, I was honestly surprised to see him in that game.
I mean, look who they're playing, bro.
doing so.
Playing the Panthers.
I didn't think
Come
he would
on.
play. I didn't think he would play. I was like, Kamara's he's got to sit out probably for a while. I didn't know what the case was. And he's like, nah, bro, I'm just going to play and then be a beast.
They could get a homeless guy to play against the Panthers, and he would still drop a touchdown at least.
Not going to lie.
The disrespect is crazy.
Well, the Bengals look
It's
like
the
they were a
Panthers.
team
Yeah,
of
no, I get
homeless
that.
guys,
So,
bro.
Are the so who? I mean, worse in the NFL? Could we put that on lock right
Easily.
now? Worst team in the NFL?
Easily.
Ooh.
That's how they
The
got.
Giants
Yeah.
might go toe to toe with that, bro. Who?
Don't get me wrong. The
So
Giants
do they
are
go
hot
0
garbage.
and
Hot
like
asshole.
2 and 15 or something, or 2 and 15? You think the Carolina goes?
I mean, that's how they got Bryce Young, and look at what they did with him last
that
year.
is real, bro. They're making him look really bad.
I mean,
Like,
he's just not a QB that's should be in the NFL at this point.
Okay, yeah.
He's too young. He has no experience. He was good in college, obviously, a Heisman winner.
They should have gave him like the Jordan Love treatment. Is
Yeah,
what you're saying,
100%.
essentially. Like, yo,
Put him
4
behind a
years, sit
vet.
back, like,
They should have brought in a vet. Just show him what to do.
Tannehill or something, or no? Who was the dude from?
Oh,
from
God, not
Titans, or no?
Tannehill.
Who would be a good vet for that? Well, I guess Russell. Technically, they could have made a trade
Yeah.
or something like that. You know, that might be decent right
They
there.
could have. It's just
What's the next game you got?
next team?
Patriots,
Who's the next
Bengals,
team?
bro. I'm telling you.
Oh,
They look
man.
like
that game was hilarious.
hot
bro.
garbage as well. I'm so pissed that I have Joe Burrows as my quarterback.
I
Like
told
Slim
you not to
Shady
pick
is
him.
just like, dude, what is up? Why?
Because half their team was holding out or injured, so no one practiced all preseason,
Bro,
all
that's really real.
OTAs.
There's a lot of rust to knock off.
Yeah, I could go on like a 30-minute tangent about these stupid ass holdouts, contract debacles.
That was actually the biggest distraction of the offseason, right? It's
Yeah, 100%.
bigger than prior seasons.
Yeah.
I'd feel for sure the
It's
offseason was like, I didn't hear a lot of trades. I heard a lot of holdouts. So I heard
100%.
a lot of people demanding some money
yeah.
and this and that and the third and hitting free agency based on that. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's nuts.
It's ruining the NFL, in my opinion.
I mean, everyone wants their money. You got to put your entire
Then play your
body
contract
on
that
the
you signed.
Guaranteed,
I'm not one of the fans that's like,
MLB
yo,
gets
just
to
shut up
walk
and play.
away, guaranteed money. I mean, there's a difference in the sport, the money aspect and everything. But, like, they're putting their full bodies, you know, as a battering ram or as a blocking ram against other big bodies that want to beat you down. I mean,
There's also
they
still
are
contracts,
divas.
though, right?
They
So,
are divas about it, but for a good reason, I guess. It's just
You can
I
make a
could-
good
I
reason
couldn't
out of it. You
level.
can
I
make a
couldn't
bad
level.
reason out of it. But I
Yeah.
think at the end of the day is that there's still paper and pen that come into play. And if it says, yo, I have your work and your job until this time period, then yeah, we can negotiate off season or we can negotiate like when that contract year comes. But I think holding out is pretty crazy because just the distraction that it brings to the team. And then what? Like, is Joe supposed to have the same rapport with Chase coming out of the last 2 years as now when it's like, bro, like, I can't get my reps in when you're holding out, and like that you're also ruining my game because now he's not throwing to the same receivers, right? So
100%.
if that's my homie and that's my boy, I also know that I want his pockets to get fed. I'd probably kick him a little change because I got paid or whatever. I'd probably kick him a little like, yo, just wait till next year and you could really apply the pressure. But for right now, we need to focus on the game. I'm being like that because contract
It's an ego
negotiations and
thing
stuff
too,
like
though.
yeah, dude,
it's
that's
definitely
tough.
an ego thing.
I mean, you're not wrong. I feel like everyone has their reasonings behind it and
Yeah.
everything like that. If you can't pick up, if you cannot, so example, like probably BA or even Chase, if you can't pick up after your holdout or whatever the case, I mean, you know, Trent looked like he was pretty solid in there. There's a couple times where he got out, and I was like, I
Oh,
bet
yeah,
you
I
he's
feel
winded
that.
as fuck because he can't.
I mean, he walked to
Can't
the
take-
locker room at one point.
Can't take those breaths. He's like,
But there's that same expectation. If you were semi-hurt or whatever, when you show up on the field, we don't make excuses for a guy being hurt. Like, yeah, you might bring it up in in discussion or whatever. But if
Yeah.
you're holding out and you're rusty, like that TD to Ayuk, bro, that was straight not playing, not playing at high speed.
Yeah, just
full
straight
speed,
dropped.
and you just dropped like that. That's a play that he was making all last year.
Yeah, it
That's
should
why
not
he even
happen.
felt like he could hold out, is because he was doing stuff like that without even thinking or hesitating and stuff like that. But then you do that, and it's like, huh. Well, are you worth all that money that we just gave you right now? You know, what was your work
100%.
ethic like? So,
Well,
yeah.
bar none, the Niners still winning and won that game. We'll talk about that more. Let's talk about the Colts Texans. Ryan, go off.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
I know you can't see it
man.
up here at the top. I think it's cut
Hey,
off.
Richards, I
but-
will. I mean, well, yeah, go ahead, man.
No, I mean, I respect the hell out of the Texans. They're a great team. They made ungodly moves this offseason, man. Like, I'm jealous of that because our GM is a firm believer of don't pay anyone, draft your talent. And don't get me wrong, it shows in some areas. Our cornerbacks are very young and decent. Our pass rush is fantastic. Linebackers, decent, need work. But basically, the Texans saw what they needed to work on last year and fixed all of it in one offseason because they paid. And
Dirty bastards.
yeah, I mean, it showed. They're a hell of a team. All I can say is that Richardson, I'm trying not to be super biased here, but Richardson showed that he can be a top 5 QB easily this year. He just needs to stay healthy. That 65-yard bomb to Alec Pierce made me jump out of my couch faster than a fat guy sees a Snickers. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life,
Do
bro.
we have Snickers? I'm like low-key down to see that right now. Like, yo, what is
No,
that?
it's the third longest air yard TD in NFL history since they started recording stats.
Flat-footed.
Flat-footed. He slipped
With the
on the
pressure on.
turf, flat-footed, launched it.
That's where we're at.
And it's the only TD to go that far that wasn't a Hail Mary. He just threw it.
That's
No, I
lit.
get that. I mean-
65-yard bomb.
Bombers.
Like, dude, this man's arm talent is ungodly. He's a freak of nature. He can run you. Like, dude, the last rushing touchdown, he ran over 3 people. This man is
3.
insane.
I mean, the best comparison right now is that Cam Newton
Cam
MVP
Newton,
season.
yeah.
But,
like,
I mean, I don't think
Ah,
he has the
jeez.
IQ to make those plays. But, so I think it's a stretch to say, a little bit of a stretch to say that it's going to be with ease for a top 5 QB. Because I think top 5 QBs, I mean, who would we throw in there right now? There are people that are doing it consistently. I think among what, like 3 years and under in the league, he's in that category of top 5, even with being hurt last
this
year.
is his second year, yeah.
All of his game tape is just, it's great. It's good to great game tape. And I think that's rare to see somebody go out there and be so successful. You might not have everything like going for you like Stroud. Let's just say it. Stroud I think has been one of the most impressive rookie quarterback seasons. I think statistically you had the best rookie quarterback season, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe second or
It's
third.
up there,
Yeah.
like as far as performances all time. So for him to be in that same category and then be leading the pack like that was a great game to watch as far as
yeah.
young talent and knowing that that's going to be some rivalry to see for a few years to come.
I feel like this could be the new AFC version. Obviously, it's the AFC version because it was AFC version. I would say this is going to be the new Brady versus Manning.
Sheesh.
No, that's it.
No, 100%.
You think so? Brady versus
100%, bro. Because look at CJ
I mean,
Stroud.
like a good matchup.
Look at all the AFC QBs right now. Hear me out. Who is amazing as a QB in the AFC right now?
Amazing.
Amazing.
In the AFC?
AFC.
Amazing. I'm going to throw Stroud, Mahomes. Who else you got?
Yeah,
Lamar. Yeah, you have Lamar. So there's 3 right there.
So
I'm not going to put Herbert up there. I'm not going to put Trevor Lawrence up there. I'm not going to put – there's other people that kind of like – there's like a debacle about putting them in there just because of, I don't know, legacy, potential.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that only goes for so far. So I can see them being in that category. Again, top 5. I mean, that's right there, right?
Yeah.
I would throw Stroud in there. I don't think Richardson, I could throw him in there right now just based off not
Well,
doing
yeah.
enough
I'm
yet.
saying
but
at the end of the
At
year.
the end of the year, or
Obviously
whatever,
not right
or
now.
moving in for like the next 2-3 seasons, I think that's going to be one of the most exciting games
That's
to
what I'm
watch
saying.
in the AFC. And
Twice a year, baby.
twice a year too is really dope to have that type of competition in the same
Yeah.
in the same thing. That's like Aaron Rodgers, I guess, and Allen, but it's like you're catching Aaron Rodgers at the
As
end
long
of
as they
his
always duke
career,
it out,
so-
too. As long as they duke it out right,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. In
Yeah,
a
for
game that
sure.
they win against each other, they duked it out right, and the only difference was 2 points.
I do have
2-point
only one
difference.
more thing to say, though. Sorry.
Okay.
So, basically, I'm saying the NFL needs to take initiative and protect Anthony Richardson as well. No. I'm not even
Okay.
being. It's not even a
Okay.
joke. Hear me out. I guarantee, like, not many people watch the Colts game because it's not televised. You have to basically
Have
buy
NFL
it or
Plus
stream it.
Yeah.
Stream.
So
We don't do that, but we do that.
there were about 3 times in that game that I saw clear targeting. One was Daniil Hunter legit picked him up, suplexed him behind his back, AR's head just smacks the turf. His head bounces. Helmet flies off.
Yeah,
He-
you know
he
what?
gets
Big
up like
body
a champ.
quarterbacks, though, they don't get enough attention with that. There's like plays even with Josh Allen where I'm like, dude, if that was a scrawny little quarterback or whatever, or if that was like Mahomes, I think if you're gonna give, I get when stars and superstars get certain treatment, and then stars get certain treatment, and then regular players get treatment. But I think there has to be more of a level playing field right there, because you're right. There should be more attention to that, where at least it's like, yo, we know that this guy in a few years is gonna be bringing in some big money, and then especially for the Colts. I mean, I mean, you guys haven't really been too relevant in that, and since Manning left, essentially, it's kind of right, or
I mean, we were top 5 with Luck his
Yeah, I was gonna
few,
say
like
Luck
three.
was-
luck
yeah,
for
3 years
for
for
a few
him.
years too. But I mean, that's you guys' next franchise quarterback, honestly. So,
Yeah, 100%.
So no, I totally get protecting the goods.
Yeah, it just
and
makes
he's
me
gonna be
mad to see
exciting for
that.
young fans are gonna be looking.
And
up
nothing
to
was
these,
called,
these
yeah.
quarterbacks.
Nothing.
So,
And
Yeah.
then you see Patrick Mahomes get brushed on the side of his head in this 15 yards, or you see freaking CJ Stroud go outside and someone kind of like tap him, and that's 15 yards. But no, you can basically try and concuss our QB for the second year in a row, and it's fine.
player style is pretty tough too, though, because if Richardson's gonna put his head down and try to truck a few people, you're gonna let.
This was on
one
a
of these
drop back
defenders-
pass. Though,
Yeah,
that's
no,
what I'm
I
saying.
totally get that. Yeah, context is extremely important as well.
Well, here's to hoping that someone will do something about it and he'll be able to have a healthy season, because we'd like to see him be a top 5 quarterback. We don't want to see them win like a Super Bowl, but we want to see him like perform a top 5 quarterback for sure.
Hey, Niners, Colts, Super Bowl.
Relax.
Somewhere soon.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Bro, I didn't even know you had notes like that, bro. You got it like that?
What's up?
With the baby on your chest? I didn't know that you can get high pitch like that with a baby on your chest. Very impressive.
Oh, yeah. Sir, yes, sir.
Very
I've been
impressive.
practicing. We got Dolphins, Jags. That was a really surprising game.
That was a hilarious
I
game.
love the fact that the hype before that with Tyreek, and then even just like that game with them two going at each other. I was surprised it was a 3-point game. I thought there would have been a lot more points scored in that game too. I feel like both their defenses are definitely lacking, but those offenses are raring to go. Took a while for them to kind of get started a little, which seems about normal. So week 1 type of vibes, you know. But once they started playing and cooking, you know, Tyreek still can't be touched. That guy's so freaking fast.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, Dolphins just looked tired in the entire first half. Then Jags did what the Jags do best, is blow a 10-point lead, which I love to see.
Is that a coaching error, or is that what is that? Like, why do they keep doing that? Like, the Niners used to be
Blown leads?
very good at blowing leads as well towards the second half, and I'm like, is this a
I do think that's a coaching
error?
thing. I do think that's a coaching thing. I think blown leads definitely comes down to, it's so dependent on the player execution that if that goes wrong, your play call is usually the reason why. Like, you're putting them in a tough situation when it's. I think how to win games is actually more obvious than we think, and I think coaches, as intelligent as they are, find ways to kind of, you know, you ever like stick yourself, you're like, wow, why did I do that? It was so much more simple than that. And
Yeah,
you
keep
try
it
to get
simple.
complex playing chess, and it ends up backfiring. Like, it's just,
You
I
get
think
all
that's just
cute.
what it is. Yeah. Yeah, and I think why Kyle, I think he got kind of away from that when we went and played, what was the one that we finally, Lions last year. I think he kind of went away from that. It's like, okay, I was trying to do this a whole different way. We're going to come back from this lead or whatever, so I
That's
don't know.
exactly what Dan Campbell did. He got
Yeah.
cute, and that's why they lost that game.
Yep. Dan Campbell's like, I could do it all, baby. He said, go for it again on 4.
Classic F around and
And now
find
he's in
out,
the
bro.
Applebee's
Live by the sword,
commercials.
die by the sword, baby. Saints got a slaughter fest on the Panthers. Are they just gonna fire? Are they just gonna fire their quarterback on the Panthers? The whole squad? What are they gonna do? Is that a good idea?
They just need to build around him. I mean, they have a really good running back who's injured right now. They drafted him with a torn, I believe, ACL or something like that. But he should be back by week 5, week 4-ish. He's supposed to be really good. We'll see. Their defense is absolutely garbage. Their offensive line is completely garbage. They have Adam Thielen, who's basically washed at the end of his career, but he's still good.
34,
still good,
35.
Yeah.
He can catch. He could suck in those balls.
Yeah, he knows how to find the soft zone areas, just sit there. But, I mean,
But you got to get the ball.
Yeah,
to
I saw
him.
that
I
many
that a
times, and
couple
Bryce Young
times.
would just straight up miss him.
Yeah, you can't do that. Those
Yeah.
are simple too.
That
They're
team
not
is
like their
just
15-yard bombs. Like he's on a cut route. Like you
Yeah.
just got to place it right there in his hands, and you're just missing or overthrowing or underthrowing, and just Gotta settle, I guess. I mean, I don't think the guy's got, you got to get some confidence. I think it was either Brady talking about it. They're like, you just need to settle a guy in there and just get some quick throws, easy passes. Like, get a drive going. Don't start doing anything too crazy. Like, try to figure out a flow to the game. And the Panthers had not a single shred of thought of how to play a fucking football game, I guess. But
Yeah, they're
Saints,
awful.
the Saints are like, yeah, there's anything that we can do, and we're gonna get TDs, and we're gonna win this game. Just
Hey, shout out Rashid Shaheed though. I told y'all he's a sleeper. Told y'all.
you're not wrong. He was up there.
56-yard
I think.
bomb, first drive of the game. I have him in my other league just because it's a super deep league. I was like, oh, I guess I'll get him. He's a good sleeper. Instantly got me like 19 points. I'm like, let's go.
Oh yeah.
Like no one knew who he was. He was good last year, but
Yeah, he was on. Oh no.
everyone's like, oh, Chris Olave. Like, no, he's so overhyped. I can't believe people still think that man's good.
Amen. Steak sauce.
He's too skinny.
Giants Vikings. So far the Giants. The story today is the Giants have paid their quarterback to throw more touchdowns to the opposite team than his own squad.
Which is absurd. That is so absurd. That is so absurd. That is so absurd, bro. Like, that is so absurd. You and any other profession, name a profession where you could perform that badly that often
And
with
still
a
have
little
a job.
glimpse,
And still have a job.
of some hope, and still have a job. They don't do that ish for anybody else. That's crazy, yo.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that guy is hanging by a thread, and it is what it is.
At least with Jerry Jones and Romo, like, at least Jerry Jones wanted to adopt him. You know what I mean? So I could understand that. Whether he has no loyalty to, like, coaching or ownership, he just, I don't know, man. That's tough. But I feel bad for Giants fans. I low-key do, bro, because
They
that
got
is
out there and
tough,
booed him.
bro.
They
They
waited
just-
for
they
him
chose
to
it,
come
so.
by, and they booed him. Like, I feel bad for this guy, but he got his money.
Yeah, he got paid.
I
Got
saw a
that
reporter, like,
money.
wait till he was changed and done and, like, walking solo. I'm like, gosh, that's got to be, like, the most awkward walk to your car. Even after getting paid, a millionaire still feel awkward, bro. Like, that's got to be so awkward.
Unless you're Jamarcus Russell.
Hey,
That's real. That is real.
Raiders.
They're so garbage, bro. I love Minshew. I love Minshew so much, but
He's a dog, but that's Uncle
Man.
Rico, bro.
yeah, just
It's Uncle Rico.
that entire system is just a joke. Devontae Adams is good. Brock Bowers showed out. They have talent. They need a good coach, but then again, this is, I believe, his first actual real game as like the actual head coach and an intern head coach. So
What?
maybe
No,
give it
what?
time.
What? First season. This is first season, I think.
I believe he was the interim head coach last year when they fired Josh McDaniels.
Was
though.
he still? So this is like his. I thought they were like he's gonna be. They named Pierce like the coach already before the end of the season. I thought.
Yeah,
was the
but
thing.
you know what I mean. Like,
I guess
but yeah,
you can't
just-
come against bro. You can't walk Hardball. Come on,
Dude,
Come
that game
on.
was shaky in the first
Come
quarter,
on.
just like many games. Herbert just looked like he had happy
Yeah.
feet. No one was getting separation.
I think a lot of people were bagging on the Raiders and
I
like,
would pick
taking
up
them out, but-
HN.
taking them out of the game beforehand. But honestly, if you think about the last few games that the Raiders played against the Chargers, they were putting up 35-plus points every
Mhm.
game. I mean, Devontae was going for 150 average a game. So I don't know. I thought it was going to turn out more high scoring than it was.
Yeah, normally that game is a different outcome, but
Yeah.
again, the Raiders are really gonna have to battle through a lot from just their quarterback standpoint and playing with all of what
Yeah,
he's got in front of him, how he's gonna be able to how they're gonna develop a good play style with either running pass options, and I don't see that happening overnight.
Who they got as
and-
running back? Who's their running back?
Zamir White.
Zamir White, yeah. So I
No,
I don't
big
know.
name, essentially, right?
I mean,
Not at all.
he could get the runs done, but
He's-
yeah, nothing that's like
He's like a C+ on a report card.
Yeah, I
nothing
get that.
crazy. Not a
Yeah.
Devon Achan, which we got in the chat. Should I accept this?
I was gonna say that if they are saying for Jonathan Taylor, 1,000%, Jonathan Taylor is way better than Achan. I'm not even trying to be biased here. That's just fact.
What?
100%, bro. Achan's gonna be a good receiving back, but Mostert's gonna get most of the carries, and then I believe Wilson is a third string who's also fire. Because
yeah, that is
Mostert's
true.
fire. He doesn't like contact. Achan's super fast. He'll receive the ball. Wilson's that goal line. I'm going to run down your goddamn throat
So
right now.
as a player or for fantasy points? Is that what the question is?
Yeah, it's saying, should I accept this? I get JT, I trade Achan. If you get Jonathan,
So who you would rather have on your roster?
Yeah.
I'd go Taylor too.
yeah, if they're saying Jonathan Taylor, that's a no-brainer. Accept that right
points.
now.
Plus, he's not.
before-
Yeah, he's not sharing the rock like Achan
No,
is
not at
going
all.
to be at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's 3 backs in.
that's a no-brainer for sure. If you got that on the table, take that.
Yeah.
Take that. Cash that in, son.
Whoever
Alright.
doesn't want JT is an idiot. They're probably mad because he got like under 11 points week 1.
Only JT I don't want is probably Tatum, right?
That's a good one. I like that.
Dang. Almost done here with week 1, wrapping up with Broncos Seahawks. Seahawks got a victory over the Broncos. Are we surprised?
Not really. Bo Nix, rookie quarterback, coming in as Geno Smith, a veteran. Although I did see Geno Smith throw a horrible interception within like 3 minutes of the game. That was actually very
You just
funny.
gotta get those shitty throws out the way. That just is what it is. Trust me.
But
Guys, don't forget to join
yeah.
us on YouTube. We're live.
But Geno Smith in the 4th quarter turns into fucking Tom Brady out of nowhere, man. This man's passing rating in the 4th quarter is insane. And his TD to interception ratio is also insane. I don't know what they put in the water in the 4th quarter, but keep feeding it to him.
Hey, it's that good stuff from Space Jam.
And also the Broncos just ass.
Yeah, as a Niners
no
fan,
bad
I
about-
will
no-
say
no
I
bad.
thought the Seahawks. I wanted the Broncos to kind of win that one, just as the same division kind of thing.
Yeah.
But honestly, even seeing Geno Smith have some success, I'm not scared of it because I know that when we play them, I know that we kind of have good success against them. But against every other team, yeah, watch out because I think Seahawk is going to be a sleeper as far as
They
going
have a
into
really
the
good
playoffs
defense,
because
too.
they got some solid. Yeah, their DBs are not to
See it, I
play
can
with,
see it.
man. They just, so I think that game went the way I thought it was gonna go.
Cowboys Browns 33-17. We'll just walk over that one.
Deshaun Watson should be in jail and fired because he's also just, dude.
That's gonna be. I can't wait for that documentary to hit though.
Oh,
That
it's
is gonna
gonna
be
be so
the
bad.
most fire. HBO, Hulu. You guys can battle it out. Netflix on who wants to take that documentary. But going from one of the best players ever with the most promising future to a couple 22 happy endings to
More like
going to the
35.
biggest contract ever in NFL history to
fully
never
guaranteed.
being a competent player again would be gnarly. That would be gnarly just to end the documentary like that. I hope he comes back and does make some success out of it. I mean, but if not, he got his money and he got his reputation. And sayonara, but that's tough. That's a tough downfall
Yeah.
to watch, man.
Sheesh.
Just two
The
quick,
Roman Empire, man. They just got greedy, dude.
so
Damn.
2 quick funny things. First off, the big contract Dak got before the game.
Yeah.
I'm so
Oh yeah,
happy
minutes before.
because that just guarantees it can be mediocre for another 4 years. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I get that.
And also,
What's the reasoning behind that? If you could
because
explain
Dak's
that real quick.
great in the regular season. He's a great game manager.
Mhm.
He's not gonna ever win you the game by himself
Right.
because he's a manager. And then he's allergic to January football. As soon as January comes around, he's like, "What do I do?"
totally
and just
feel
shits
that.
the bed.
Yeah. Because there's so much pressure on the line that he falls underneath that same pressure.
Yep.
But
And he gets carried by his defense every single year.
I'm glad he got paid because that means that, like, their roster is going to be like our roster where they're going to have to start making some tricks and some plays and some stuff happen and keep that roster going. So I'm cool, man. But
I mean, they got like 3 good players. Like that's it. So
Micah, CD,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess
and
we call Dak.
I guess
I
you
mean,
could
they
say.
have an amazing O-line, too. They have, like, 3 all-pro linemen.
Yeah,
or
that is true.
O-linemen.
That's
right
true.
tackle,
That's why
left
Dak
tackle,
gets to
left
sit
guard,
there.
I think.
Yeah. And Deshaun Watson, just one quick thing. It's actually very, very funny. So stats were created about 38 years ago, like stat casting
Okay.
stats and everything.
Yeah.
Never has it ever been a fact or a thing in any game ever. Someone has gone 0 for 13 when passing 15 yards downfield until Deshaun Watson did it this
That's
Sunday.
so gross.
He is so washed. He's just disgusting. Zayden could be a better quarterback right now. Put him in the game for the Browns.
Put respect on Satan's name.
Exactly. Comes from a good bloodline.
I'm dead. Well, we'll monitor that shitty situation as the Browns coming out of that toilet bowl. Commanders Bucks 37-20. Baker.
Let's go, Baker.
Baker.
That's one of my favorite QBs in the league. I don't even like I actually dislike the Buccaneers a lot, but I love Baker. He
Hey,
deserves
Jaden
all the
Daniels
money. He
looked okay,
deserves
though.
everything.
Jaden Daniels put up just as equal amount as Baker as far as fantasy wise.
Yeah, he's a good running back.
As far as Commanders versus Bucks, they couldn't get the job done.
Yeah, the Commanders are ass.
Oh, the overtime game, Rams, Lions won. I thought you had the ability to both possess the ball. Is it still a thing if
It's
the
only
first
playoffs.
team? Oh.
It's because the Bills cried about the Chiefs winning, 2 years ago? So now only in the playoffs do both teams get the ball.
Oh.
Regular season is the same.
But regular season
Same,
is still the
same rules.
So that's where I was kind of like, oh, Rams get another opportunity. Good, because I need Cooper Kupp to get some more points. But
He still got you like 30.
I know. That's crazy. All right, guys, let's wrap up week 1 with the last Monday night game. Jets-Niners, obviously. It was the best
No,
game
I'll
of
give
them
it to you.
all. Pretty sure we're just gonna get in trouble for copyright.
It's fine.
Fuck. What do I have to say about this? Go Niners.
Well, how do you really feel, though? Because I don't feel like the Niners played a good game
I didn't get
at
to
all.
watch the first half of the game, but every time I turned in between me coaching class, I saw Debo just fucking up. Dropped a pass, had flag called on him for like a formation thing or holding. There's a couple things. I was just like, for one, I understand that they're going to have to go through Debo mostly in this game because of McCaffrey being out, and Debo's always your secondary as far as just like who you're going to give the ball to. I like that they utilize Kittle a little bit more as well because obviously you're going to have that open tight end when they're going to be focused on everything else like BA or even like Jordan Mason coming in and just disgustingly tearing up that run game. Yeah?
Yes.
But I feel like defensively, they did a good job. Could obviously do better, and I think the kickoff is going to be one of the biggest things that they're going to have to figure out because they could get torched by that thing. I feel they do not have the special teams dialed in on that yet, in my opinion. Brock looks solid a couple times. He had some that were looking questionable, but it's the beginning. You just got to take week 1 with what you could get, and I think this is a great what you could get out of week 1.
I think going into that preseason, I think Brock was scaring me a little bit on what he was going to be doing. I'm glad that it seems like he got most of that out of his system. The things that I took away from the game, bro, when I was watching it, I knew that okay, so BA was going to be rusty. Cool. So you're not going to want to target him that much. He's just more of a decoy distraction, which is it seems like that's what he was out there for. Giving the rock to Debo at that amount, I thought was foolish. And I'm like, he's going to get, by the end of the game, if they don't like slow it down a little bit, he's going to be out for 4 weeks. Like,
Oh, yeah.
That's something that doesn't excite me about that. I would say that Mason, I was not expecting him to be like sticking his head. The offense, that West Coast offense is predicated on one cut, find the hole, and just head down it. And so I think he played his role really well. The defense, I think, was solid. I don't think that Brock gets. I mean, I know that you're making like a couple like man. Was Brock playing good? I think he played very solid. I think amongst all the quarterbacks, he was right in that middle to upper tier pack of it, and that's kind of what I want to see him at all year long. I don't think he has to be in the MVP conversation. I don't think he has to be throwing for a lot of games. So I think if they control the games like this every game, the Jets were supposed to be formidable going into week 1.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be at least formidable. So to have that kind of dominance, I'm gonna always be happy about that for sure. And so I hope they take that momentum and go into next week with that same kind of mindset. What do you think?
I mean, he's always been a good game manager. Like you said, he's not going to put the team on your back ever. I mean, you guys need to give your field goal kicker a massive raise already. He dropped like 28 points in fantasy. That's for a kicker.
GG
That's
Moody.
absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But
And last year he did have a couple misses and stuff
Yeah,
like that, but he seems a
100%.
little promising when the kid's got some. What did we draft him? I think like 4th round or something like that. So I think we knew that we needed a kicker after Robbie Gold departure and stuff, and I
Yeah.
think that we have a solid kicker for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think overall the Niners are gonna get another Super Bowl.
Will they win it this time though?
Fuck yeah. Top players, man. 6 through
It's so
10.
tough to think that because when I think about it, I'm like, if that. So the NFC comes down to 4 teams, right? We got
Oh, yeah.
Eagles, Cowboys, Lions, and Niners. Those 4 are going to be duking it out 1,000%.
Not
You
the
could bet
Packers?
everything up. I wouldn't throw the Packers in there.
Maybe
and
wild
especially
card
with Jordan
5.
missing the first 4,
Mhm.
that already throws them against the walls because let's say like they go 2-2 at the better outcome
So
or
they'd
whatever.
be 2 and 3.
They'd be
Is he
two
not gonna
like
play?
going into week 5, or
'Cause they
he
already
could miss
lo-
up to 5 or 6 games. So
Yeah.
let's say they're 1-4 at that time or 2-3 at that time.
feel like
I
they're
don't
gonna
think that
go-
they're going to be.
We're gonna start
big
0 and 5
contending, you
this
know,
year.
so-
Malik Willis is awful.
Did they get Malik Willis
Yeah, that's who their backup
from the
is.
Texans?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
No,
not the Texans, the Titans, right?
Yeah, Titans.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
they could
he's
go
garbage. bro.
realistically go 0-5. They could
Yeah.
realistically go 0-5.
Sucks.
So I think it comes down to those 4 teams, and out of all of them, I'm going to be the most confident in my team. But I know that it's just gambling at that point. Let the dice roll.
Mhm.
I think really. And then if you're telling me that the Niners have to go against the Chiefs again, there's no optimism in that. I have zero optimism in that game. I'm gonna like wear my Niner gear. I'm gonna be all into it. I'm gonna have some Casamigos before the game, during the game, and probably after the game, just in case we win or lose. But it's nothing that I'm excited about. Like I hate the thought. Of
He
going
goes,
against the
I would
Chiefs.
rather play any other fucking team than watch the Niners have to play
Yeah, I'd
the
be
Chiefs
banking on
for a 3rd time in the Super Bowl in the past 5 fucking years.
Lamar Burrow. If you guys are ever gonna hear about this, or if you guys could, like the football gods could hear me, please knock out Mahomes early round, bro. Like, and just take it out. I just want them out of it, bro, because I won't be able to sleep at like peacefully until the Chiefs are out of it, bro. It's just
I
that
know,
sucks
I feel it.
that they're in the league like that.
yeah.
Is that warranted? Does anybody feel comfortable going against them?
I mean, that's
With
kind of
your
like
team?
Brady when Brady was just murking on everyone. Everyone was like, dude, get him the fuck out of here. So
But he's so young to be at this level, bro. He's
Mm.
so young to be, and he's got Andy Reid. If he didn't have Andy Reid, I'd be like, okay, cool. Maybe the play call will mess up or whatever. But I'm like, at this point, it's like they have everything for them, going for them right now. And then they went and drafted that young defense that's just going to be swarming to the ball. If it's in the air, if it's run, it's just, man, I hate that, bro. I hate that. Makes the league not fun, bro. It's like going against and knowing that it's either going to be Golden State or it's going to be Cleveland at the end of it all. You
Yeah.
know,
dang, that's so weird. That's
I
so
mean,
real.
A funny 2 cents. The Colts are the only team that he has a losing record against since his career started.
Cincinnati too. No, oh maybe not team wise, but player wise, him against Burrow. I think Burrow has upper hand on him.
Yeah, I'm just saying team wise. Colts.
Yeah, I feel that.
Colts own Patty Mahomes is
Yeah.
hilarious.
If I was the Colts, I would throw in a fact like that too. I would be like, yo, just so you guys know, that's funny.
I think this will be a little bit difficult for some of you guys to see because my camera is actually blocking the 6th, 7th, and 6th and 7th, and that's Isaiah Likely and Joe Mixon. Anthony Richardson.
All my homies hate Joe Mixon.
Sitting there. He said, accept my trade. No one's getting Cooper Cup. Y'all will understand why no one's getting Cooper Cup in the next
Is that
slide.
Corey?
So, I think so.
Oh my god.
Tyreek Hill. I put him as number 10. Obviously, I had to give him that. He had 22 kind of like average overall. Yahoo scores him at 22. Fantasy Pro scores him at 19. ESPN scores him around 26 fantasy points. He had 130 yards, 7 receiving, 1 touchdown. He had 7 for 12 in that game and got arrested.
Yeah, I mean, he went off for me. I was happy.
Love to see it. Alan Lazard, too, 23, 19, 26. He had 89, 6 receptions, 2 touchdowns, and 6 for 9. Sitting there comfortably right above him is Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, buddy.
He not only threw for a solid amount, but he also rushed for 56 yards, 6 rushes, 9 for 19. He's sitting up there about 27, 28 points overall, 212 yards, 2 tutties, 1 INT, though.
With a rushing TD.
1 INT and a rushing TD. Joe Mixon, you guys can't see his name, but he's up there with 25, 23, 26 ESPN. He had 178 yards, 3 receptions, 1 TD. He went 159 for 30. That guy had the ball 30 times.
I hate it so much.
Crazy. He had 3 for 3 on receptions. Ain't nobody else running but that guy. That is crazy. And top one that I don't think anyone really understood that he would be there, but Isaiah Likely right here at 27, 17, 26, 111 yards, 9 receptions, 1 TD, 9 for 12. Guy sits there at 6 out of 10. How do we feel about that top 10 list? 6 through 10.
For Likely, at least, we're seeing a changing of the guard right now. And I feel like Mark Andrews' injury sped that up so much last year because Likely stepped up so well in his absence. And then Mark Andrews is supposedly 100% healthy, worked all of offseason. He ran more snaps than Likely and got, 3 targets the entire game and just looked gassed at halftime after the third quarter. Meanwhile, Likely always open. And basically should have won the game, but just it's a KD moment. KD, he stepped on the line.
Yeah, straight up.
Sad. And all my homies hate Joe Mixon. Fuck Joe Mixon.
Sorry. Top players, man. We got Saquon. I know you can't see Saquon up there because my face is blocking Saquon Barkley at 32, baby. Actually, we'll start at the bottom, and then we'll get to Saquon. Jalen Daniels. I had to put Jaden Daniels in here because he's new to this season. I could have put Baker, but I wanted to put him because he still got 28 fantasy points overall. He had 272 yards, 17 receptions, 2 touchdowns. He rushed himself 16 times for 88 yards. He was 17 for 24. Still got that L, but if he is one of your starting quarterbacks, solid gameplay from him. I think because of all the rushing.
Mm-hmm.
One of the TDs, man. I mean, those get you solid points, but nothing better than Josh Allen right above with 30, 31, 31, bro. 271 yards overall, 18 receptions, 4 TDs. 2 of them he rushed in, 9 rushes for 39, 18 for 23. Now, this is why I'm not giving up Cooper Kupp, and I had to put Cooper Kupp in here because, duh. He got about 25, 18, 32. He got about 32 on my ESPN. These are fantasy points, guys, if you see them. 120 yards, 14 receptions, 1 TD, 2 rushes for 10 yards, 14 of 21. Now that we'll get to the next list, but I'm holding him on for a while. I think he's going to be in that top 5 category for a while. Jaden Reed. 31, 29, 33 ESPN, 171 yards, 4 receptions, 2 tutties, 1 rush for 33 yards, 4 of 6 caught. Number 1 player, Saquon. I think everyone kind of saw Saquon coming into this game and just like wrecking havoc, but he got about 33s all across the board and 132 yards, 2 receptions, 3 TDs, baby, 24 rushes, 109 yards, 2 for 2 on receptions. Those are your top 10 players, baby. How you feel?
I love that I have Saquon. Also, was hilarious how the first carry he had in the Eagles uniform, he slipped for negative -5 yards.
That was the
and then
best.
still went the hell off in the entire game.
That
I
was
love
the
to see it.
best. When he slipped and fell, I was like, there's their whole season.
To be honest, I feel like he could have gotten easily over 40, but Jalen Hurts is always proven that he's just a bad QB, missing reads, chooses to run the ball when you should just hand it to your running back. There's so many times it's a RPO or a little option play, run option play. He doesn't give it to Saquon Barkley, who they just paid huge money. He keeps it and then gets tackled for a 5-yard loss. It's like, bro, give it to your running back.
You know, it's him though. He's him.
He's not that good. He's overrated, in my opinion.
All right. Damn. He's my QB on one of my leagues. Do I got to give up my QB? I don't want to give up my QB.
Get Jaden Daniels.
Maybe I should. Injury list. These are some notable injuries going on right now. I know you still can't see it because my face is in the way, but
Oh my god.
we got some CMC. I don't know what's going on with CMC. The reports say that he's gonna,
Tendonitis.
he's gonna be coming in, but I think he's gonna. They're gonna let him sit for a couple more
Yeah,
weeks.
he's done
Yeah.
for the season.
Yeah.
No,
okay, that's crazy. Yeah, it's like, yo, I was down with everything until you said out for the season.
He's on my IR right now, and if I were you, I know that most, or if not all people who had CMC had to take him out and put Jordan Mason in, obviously. Simple thing that we all had to do. Devon Achane, I don't know why there's a comma instead of apostrophe, but apparently that was my fault.
Wow.
His slight Achilles or slight MCL, I think, that he's dealing with. I don't think anything crazy is going to stop him, but he might not be playing this coming up game. So, yeah, if you do have Achane and he was going to trade for some JT, man, it could
Do
be
it right now.
even
Lock that in. Lock that in, buddy.
Yeah. Jordan Addison looks like he's looking a little as well, like he's going to be questionable. Josh Downs as well. Any other information about Downs weeks?
Man, he needs to get healthy. Our own player injured him in
Still
non-contact
down.
practice, which is so irritating. But what are you gonna do with football?
Hopefully
Just get
soon.
healthy.
Rome got injured as
Rome a
well.
doomsday.
A doomsday. Yo, he was
doozy.
actually a doozy. It is a doozy. He was gonna be coming into that game and just having a lot of prospects in that game, but he ain't gonna. He gonna be sitting out there as well as Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua is gonna be out for
this
4
one hurts me
weeks,
a lot.
and that's why Cooper Kupp is not going anywhere off of my roster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pick up
it's
Johnson if
weird,
you want one.
Weird and hard to see, but yeah, unfortunately, those are going to be some of the notable injury updates for this week coming in. Week 2, baby. We got some waiver wire pickups.
Jordan Mason. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, baby.
Stay away from Brandon Cooks. He's washed.
Ooh. Okay, so starting at the bottom, let's go with some Brandon Cooks. You don't think Brandon Cooks would be a good waiver wire pickup, seeing what's going on?
I would get Johnson over Robinson personally for the Rams.
Okay,
He saw
okay.
more targets, did more with them. Robinson's obviously a bigger name, better ceiling, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But Johnson just saw more targets in that same share and did way more with them. But who knows?
They
be
could
completely
switch
wrong.
it up. They could switch it up,
Yeah.
yeah. You're not wrong. I mean, whatever seems to be the case is just what I've seen some of the research look at for the next week matchups. Like Jaleel McLaughlin, could be a complete bust.
Yeah, he's a tiny guy, but he's also very good.
Jordan Mason is an obvious one that you're going to just need to have to do.
Any running back in the Niner system's a freaking locked. Your system's just
Not
insane.
wrong. Isaiah Likely as well. If you guys are struggling for a solid tight end, I think he's going to be one of those guys that it's going to pick up and help for a little while.
Everyone struggled with tight end in week 1.
Hells yeah.
There were only like 3 tight ends that got over 10 points.
And Likely wasn't even on anyone's squad. Not in ours, not in my other ones that I saw. He was definitely not playable by most people.
Yeah.
What about J.K. Dobbins sitting there for the Chargers against their matchup?
I would not touch J.K. Dobbins with the 10-foot pole.
Dang, he said not a good pickup.
This man gets injured every single year. Nothing against him. He's a great running back, but
So if you want to take
it is a huge risk because he'll do like a 25-yard carry. You're like, hell yeah, this is the greatest thing ever, and you just see him not get up. You're like, oh, that happens every single year with him.
maybe not this year, but if it does, you could have him
The
for a little
Ohio
bit.
State
and then
University.
Take him and just send him on that IR. Passing through waiver wire pickups. Let's talk about next week.
Oh, baby.
What are we looking like?
This Thursday night game's insane.
Bills, Dolphins.
Tua never wins against the Bills, but it's always a great
It's already
game.
going to be chalked up. Bills are going to take the Dolphins. The Raiders are obviously going to lose against the Ravens, and the Chargers have to beat the Panthers. The Cowboys are going to have an awful time playing against the Saints because Dak is going to be shown what's up. I think Dak is going to get sacked.
I guarantee the Saints lose by like 21.
I mean, they're going to lose, but I really want them to play on Dak.
I
It's
don't know.
okay. You think by 21, you think they're just going to have their way?
I believe so. Saints, yeah.
Wow.
Saints are Saints.
Bucks, Lions?
Oh, that's definitely Lions for sure.
A Lions
It's
good
going to be
game
closer
or
than a
just
lot of
a
people
murder?
think. But
Yeah?
it's going to be, let's say the spread should be 6.
Dang.
Lock it in.
All right, the spread on that game is going to be 6. We're going to lock it in. We're going to lock in a Colts L against the Packers as
You're
well.
insane.
Hey!
Against Malik Willis?
You're right, because
No
that's
Jordan
right.
Love?
We are going to probably have our Jordan Love out for that.
Colts are going to be feasting on that game. I can't wait for that game. It's going to be amazing.
It will be interesting.
It'll make me feel better about last week.
Probably, but we still got to make sure that your offense is going to go out there and perform.
They will. Shut up.
Love it. He said.
They will.
Walking into Browns Jags, obviously
Talk
it's
about
going
the
to be
most
a
disgusting
Jags win.
game.
That's going to be one that no one's going to really watch, but we're going to talk about. Hopefully, we'll get some people in there. Some good runs. Niners, Vikings. Obviously, the Niners are not going to be
Justin
dealing
Jefferson
with
going to go off for like 50 fantasy points.
anyone. They're going to deal with no one. You know, they're going to have their way with the Vikings. They're not going to worry about any Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, or even, QB back there. So
Sam
I
Darnold.
appreciate that. Yeah, if Sam Darnold cooks on the Niners, then he must have done, some good paying attention too when he was on the Niners.
He was 12 for 12 to start the game. Dick.
Oh, the mind of Macias is taking off. We're going to finish with me and Brian. We
Yo, I'm
appreciate
out here,
you,
guys.
my guy.
Love you guys. I'll be here next Tuesday if I'm invited. You guys have a wonderful time. I love the whole breakdown, man. You guys be at it, all right? All right. Make sure you guys follow the Richard podcast. You guys can get all the fantasy updates, all right?
Hell
Yer.
yeah. Seahawks, Patriots. Obviously, the Patriots put up a battle in their last game, and they
Seahawks
might want to
got it.
continue on that win streak. I don't know.
Seahawks got it. There's no way.
I don't know, man. They might want to continue that
Well, where
win
are they
streak.
playing? Does it say?
They are playing at New England, at Foxborough.
Ooh.
At Foxborough.
Maybe
so
then.
I don't know.
Maybe then.
How hot are they going to be?
We'll
Jets,
see.
Titans, obviously, I'm going to say the Jets are going to be really ready to kick some ass, and they want to show up what's up with them Titans. And the Titans should be like not wanting to.
Titans are trash.
I mean, they're not going to want to lose again, bro. So they're going to have to really show up and play smart football.
If
The Jets are going to make you look dumb.
If D-Hop actually does something, this man had 1 catch for 8 yards. And then Calvin Ridley barely did anything. They have good names on that offense. They just don't do anything. It's a Tony Pollard, Tajee Spears-led offense because, like I already said, he's a bag of milk behind the center. He's ass. Will Levis is a big bag of milk.
Dang, Will Levis is a big bag of milk. Well, if we're talking about bags of milk, we got to be talking about Giants Commanders and that bag of spoiled milk.
I was going to say the same thing. He's a bag of
It's
spoiled
a bag
milk.
of spoiled milk.
Daniel Jones is fucking Danny Dimes, baby. I would love to see him actually like do well, at least for like a few games in a row, so people were like, okay,
Oh,
maybe he
for sure.
is worth less than half of his contract.
Well, when you do what you just did in your first game, and then you're going to play a rookie quarterback in the Commanders, and they have an O as well. So you have to literally, like, wash that game and just get ready to dominate. And you just got to think of only that. So we'll see what happens.
He's probably still going to throw a pick 6.
Most likely. The Rams, Cardinals divisional game. I love that. I don't care who
Rams
wins.
easily.
I mean, if they decide to. They're both 0-1 right now. So the Niners and the Seahawks are the only team right now that have the 2 victories, and they might continue on. So Rams and Cardinals, someone's going to win, someone's going to lose, so that'll be interesting. Steelers, Broncos should be a evenly terrible matchup.
That's going to be one of the worst games ever.
Bengals Chiefs is going to be interesting. How the Bengals got slapped around last week. Are they going to be able to do something against the Chiefs? Are they going to get slapped around once again?
Bengals do love playing in Kansas City.
They do. And the Bears Texans. That should be the game that everyone wants to watch.
Texans are going to kill them, bro. Is that the primetime game?
That is the primetime game.
Oh, my God. Why, bro? What have the Bears done to warrant a primetime game?
They have one win.
Okay.
They have one win, baby, and that's all that matters because both teams are walking in undefeated to this primetime game, and only one team walks out a winner. Monday's game is stupid. Falcons-Eagles. That one is the one that no one's going to watch. I feel bad.
I'm calling
Upset?
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a get-right game for Kirk Cousins.
He said, I'm going to come in, and I'm going to dig down the Cowboys. Or the Eagles, my bad.
Because Kirk Cousins did not look good in that first game. He looked rushed. He didn't have the accuracy we're used to seeing from Kirk Cousins. So I feel like the whole week, and it's an extra long week for them, get an extra day. I feel like they can pull this off pretty easily against an okay Eagles defense. Definitely not what we're used to seeing from the Eagles defense, at least from week one.
Okay. We will see. So, obviously, we got to sit them Cowboys down because, yeah. Well, we got some matchups. What do you feel about Tua being sat against Miami versus Buffalo?
Start him.
You think start him?
100%.
Oh, you think he's going to cook on him?
Dude, that matchup is notoriously known for always being a high-scoring game. Unless it's in winter, which this game is not.
It's not a winter.
The weather's supposed to be nice and warm in Buffalo, so I feel like Miami's going to go off.
All right. Well, start Tua if you're feeling it. What about Zach Moss?
Sit him 100%.
Sit him 100%.
Kansas City showed they have a good rush defense this year.
Boom. Mark Andrews. Obviously, you're going to sit him. Josh Jacobs.
Oh, I would 100% start him. Did you see Joe Mixon last year? Our rush defense looks absolutely disgusting. At least in week one. Dude, our linebacker is ranked like 29th. I mean, 29 out of I think it's out of 100. Their PFF grades they give them every week. Just the only good run stoppers we have are obviously DeForest Buckner and Big Grover Stewart. A little bit of Latu, but I mean, let's be honest. Like, your linebackers are supposed to be the run stoppers if it gets past the front four, and they did not do that. So I would 1 billion, dude, especially with freaking Jordan Love being injured.
Right? So Josh Jacobs, well, that was another thing, as they were wondering how it was going to look like with him being injured, and would they rely on some of the run game or what they're going to do about it. So as B Weeks is going to tell you right now, Tua and Josh Jacobs, you need to play them, but you need to sit Zach Moss the fuck down. What about Michael Pittman Jr. in that game?
So we're seeing a weird area right now with wide receivers with the Colts, because obviously we have the best arm for deep balls in the league. I'm not even being biased. That's like a known fact. But he does struggle with accuracy for the short and intermediate passes, which is where Pittman is always open, just a little bit, though. Pittman will never be like that, like, oh, look how separated he is. He's always going to be the guy that catches the balls in a tight window. So we just need AR to work on that little accuracy. I am going to potentially sit him this week, but we'll see. He's an on-the-fence guy right now. It's tough.
Okay. What about Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Again, it's
another sit one, huh?
It's close, man.
Close. I love that.
Because Trey McBride is the one who's getting every single target, as well he should. He's a huge target, and with Kyler Murray being 5'2", it's hard for him to even see anyone. He's so goddamn short. He just sees that big white boy always open. He can't look downfield and see Marvin Harrison Jr. wide open for the game-winning touchdown. So who knows?
Who knows? I think that those two are going to be interesting pickups. What about some start? Do we start Matt Stafford? Do we start Matt Stafford?
Oh my God!
Do we start J.K. Dobbins?
Stafford is a maybe. I mean, wait, he's playing Carolina?
Playing Carolina.
Start him right now.
J.K. Dobbins.
Put the D to the house on Matthew Stafford over everything. J.K. Dobbins. Oh, that because I'm confused because J.K. Dobbins is a Charger.
Well, who are they
So-
playing? Oh, whoops. I must have put. They're playing. Who are they playing? Rams are playing.
The Rams are
Cardinals.
playing Arizona.
Yeah, and the Chargers are playing the. Weren't we just looking at this? Did I mess up my matchups?
Where are the Chargers?
One more over. Panthers.
Oh, so
yeah.
they're playing the Panthers.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I would potentially start him then. His injury history, man, just always makes me worried. But we'll see. They are playing the worst team in the league.
What about some Najee Harris?
No, I would stay away from him.
Oh, Sid Najee Harris. Don't start him, apparently.
I don't
Pittsburgh
like
versus
him.
Denver.
He's not that good.
Ooh, Jameson Williams.
So that's another interesting one. We saw Amon-Ra absolutely do nothing besides be a decoy the entire game.
Just unappreciative. I was just sad to watch that, but yeah.
Man cost me freaking $10 in my parlay. I would have won like
believe it.
$180.
I believe it.
Every single one hit except for the over on 70 yards for Amon-Ra because he had, I believe, 14. What are you doing? You owe me money.
He had like 4 points. I know.
Trash.
What about Keon Coleman?
So that was one of his favorite targets, which made me very upset because I have Kincaid, which is supposed to be the best receiver on the team, and he had one target.
He did.
So that pissed me off. I still won, but I was pissed. But, yeah, I would start him. You never know. It's going to be a good offensive matchup.
And last but not least, Isaiah Likely.
Against the Raiders, yes.
The Raiders against the Raiders.
Yeah, I would start him. You never
Are
know.
you some Likely, baby? I love it. I love it. Well, as we walk away from what all the other teams did, we're gonna walk into what me and B
He
Weeks did.
destroyed you, bro.
We have our week 1 numbers. Like I said,
Poor
Amon-Ra
soul.
got 4 points. CMC didn't even play. Odd and I knew was
I'll let you
stupid.
switch him out for someone.
So even if I switched him out with like
Who-
Mason, he gets 30 points.
Yeah,
It's
who
still
got
100
you
to
what?
146. Like,
Who got you 70 points?
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still a battle. Like, Richardson got 26, Tyreek Hill got 26, Saquon Barkley got 33, like Shad White got 16. Like, it was just not the tits, man. I picked a losing squad. Like, I thought I knew what I was doing, and I obviously had no clue what was going on. So hopefully week 2 is going to be a lot better than week 1.
Damn, it shows your total as 73.
Yep.
But mine's so big it doesn't even show up on stream.
Yours is 146.2.
Hear that, everyone? Doubled them up.
Yep. B Weeks is 146.2. Yes, sir.
Poor fellow.
I know. Well, guys, I tell you what. We're a little over time today. I appreciate y'all for this great experience. I hope you guys like the slides. We're going to keep
we
the
have a
slides.
last-minute comment. Sorry to interrupt.
Ah.
Amari Cooper and T. Higgins are Kirk and Jacobs. I do not like Christian Kirk because Brian Thomas Jr. is going to definitely be the wide receiver number 1 in the Jags offense. Kirk is good, but Thomas Jr. is already better, and he's a rookie. T. Higgins, I have him. He's injured, so we'll see how that progresses. I do like Amari Cooper, but you got to keep in mind Deshaun Watson is absolutely horrible at quarterback. So if Brian Thomas Jr. is available and you have Jacobs already, I would see trades somewhere, find out how to get him. But yeah, I would. It's tough, man, because like I do like T. Higgins. He's just injured, and Amari Cooper is good, but the quarterback's terrible. So I would lean towards Kirk and Jacobs, but don't get Kirk. Get Brian Thomas Jr., please.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I love that. That's good advice. Don't forget, guys, you can always catch us 6 p.m. Tuesdays. Starting at 6 p.m. every Tuesday for this fantasy football week. We'll keep you updated with everything from top scores, fantasy top players, waiver wire picks, sit-em stardoms, and the matchups for next week, as well as some little bit of fun that me and B-Weeks love to have.
Yes, sir.
We will create our teams on the side this week. I don't have enough time because I have a child, and he has priorities over mine. But we're going to create our teams for next week, and I will give you the lowdown. Dang, man, we talked a lot about the matchups, so I got to get a better timer on that because we could talk about, matchups from week 1
My bad.
till we were blue in the face. No, it's okay. And that's the point. I want to get away from, what we were doing before. I want to really get into good conversations about some football and, get people involved and talk more about, things that we see, things that could change, and then, the game, the players, and everything along with it. So, I feel like we're doing good. Guys, again, join us at 6 p.m. starting Tuesday next week, baby. Pacific Standard Time.
Yes.
Also, don't forget, guys, you can always comment, say hello, ask about trade, ask about different options and things like that. We're always here to help, and we love to talk to you guys. So don't be afraid, please. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys, like I said, next Tuesday at 6 p.m. sharp. B-Weeks, any closing statements?
Let's go Colts. Kind of go 49ers and run the damn ball, both teams, and stay healthy, everyone.
Run the damn ball. So run the damn ball.
Run the damn ball.
Run the damn ball. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I appreciate every single one of y'all for tuning in today. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. Stay safe.
Yeah, but
and have a great one. Good night, guys. Shot at it. Yeah, 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 yeah.